What's up my achievement gobblers, Mayhem Blizz? We're playing Beacon Pines for the full 1000G. It's available on Xbox Game Pass, so if you haven't got that already, pick it up. It takes around 2 hours to get the full 1000G on this, and it's about an hour and a half of that is just skipping the dialogue. But we will be mashing the hell out of our A button to skip all of the dialogue, as this will speed up the completion. Unless you wanted to enjoy the story, obviously. So I'll be fast forwarding through all of the dialogue until we have control over our character. So first off then, we want to interact with the grave, and we're going to mash through the dialogue. Once we get control of our character, we're going to head down. You're going to head through these flowers until the tickle charm displays. And then when that displays, you'll net a charmed life achievement for 100 gamer score for finding your first charm. We need to collect 8 specific charms for the Agile Angler achievement, and this is one of 8. So now we want to head down. We can press the B button to look at our charms and our current objectives, and then we want to head inside the house. We want to head on upstairs. We're going to interact with the second door, and that will get us the hide charm. We're going to head into our room, and then we're going to interact with the little trunk at the end of our bed, and then we will get the chill charm. We're going to head on back downstairs. And then once we've head downstairs, we're going to interact with this chair near the fireplace. And that will get us the ponder charm. We then want to head up and through the doorway. This will enter us into the kitchen. We need to leave the water running in the sink or leave the fridge door open for a missable achievement. So interact with the sink here and interact with the fridge here also. And then there's a cupboard in the middle. If we interact with that, we will get to the junk charm, and that is 2 out of 8 charms for the Agile Angler achievement that we need. Just so you're aware, the missable achievement will unlock in a later chapter. We want to head on outside and interact with Grandma. And what we can do, we can choose charms to manipulate the story. You can choose any charm here. I selected the first one, which was the hide charm. And then we get introduced to what they call the Chronicle. This allows us to select a specific path in the story, and we can select a different charm to change how the story unfolds. And again, this time doesn't matter, I selected the hide charm again. After that then, we need to head back on inside. We've got an objective to get in trouble with Rolo. We're going to head through the kitchen, and we're going to head on outside our house. We need to head down. And this is Rolo. He's going to head over to the right hand side, so we need to follow him. And then we've got some dialogue, and he's going to moonwalk into the forest. And this is going to start chapter 2. So now we want to head up after Rolo. We're going to head up again. And then we need to go to the ladder to put us into the treehouse. Don't interact with Rolo yet. We're going to head on outside. And we can interact with this antenna, and that will get us the pool charm. And this will be 3 of 8 for the Agile Angler achievement. Head back inside to the treehouse and interact with Rolo. Obviously mash through the dialogue. And then we need to interact with the hatch to exit the treehouse. Head on down, and down again. Then we're going to head over to the right hand side here. And then we want to go down. Then we want to head over to the bottom left hand corner for this watermelon, interact with it, and just mash the interact button to smack the hell out of it and get the smack charm. And this will be the 4th of 8 charms we need for the Agile Angler achievement. And we'll also get the play that funky music achievement for 100 gamer score. You want to then head up and get through all of this dialogue. And then we've got an option to select the charm, but we've only got the chill charm to choose. And then after this dialogue, we need to speak to Holden outside the Beacon building, and we will get the change charm. And then we want to interact with this statue, and that will get us the indulge charm, and then we want to head right. We will then get stopped by Mr. Nuncreed, and then we're going to head over to the right hand side. We then need to head up. So now we need to turn off the electric fence so we can pass safely through. So interact with this flower here, and then we're going to press the interact button again to throw the flower towards the electric fence. So we need to turn off those 3 lights that you see above the fences. Once all of those 3 are turned off, we can head on through.
The fence is buzzing.
We've got a bit of a cutscene here then. We will obtain the shit charm. And then we can select the change charm here to finish off the story.
This is a story.
And then what we need to do is select the rendezvous with Roxy path. That'll be the middle.
We will find from here on out a charm will have a now.
And then the charm we're going to select here is the shit charm.
In the past, he found the best way to deal with an enraged Roxy was to be a little shit.
We're going to be stopped by Mr. Nuncreed again. And if we head over to the right hand side, we'll get the shame charm. We then need to head up, back to the fence, and we'll have some interaction with Rolo. And we need to do the same again. We need to pick up some flowers, or the tin can that you see over the right hand side, and turn off the electric fence. You will get the rumble charm here. So we have quite a lot of dialogue to get through, but this will essentially end chapter 2 and start chapter 3.
Luca sat in the dark, tracking the sound. 1, 15, 35. Screw it. Luca carefully lifted the lid. Nothing. No sign of time to hold. Luca claimed he was up like Beacon Pines. He wouldn't throwing. Chapter 3. Finding. The next. Only this.
So in chapter 3 we will be back home with Grandma, and this is where we get the Born in a Barn achievement for 100 gamer score for leaving the sink running or leaving the fridge door open at the very start of the game. So outside the kitchen then and up the stairs. And then into our room, we will need to interact with this walkie-talkie. And we will unlock the strange charm. Head back outside your room and head down the stairs. We're going to head outside, or attempt to, and have some dialogue to get through.
Luca could feel.
Back outside then and head down. We're going to head over to the right hand side. And then we're going to go right again. We will unlock the tender charm just for watching that little cutscene. And then we want to head down. And then we're going to talk to Yasan outside the History Museum. And he is going to give us the Cling Charm. And that is 5 of 8 charms that we need for the Agile Angler achievement. Head back up then, and then to the right. And then we're going to head into the second building, the library. And we're going to speak to Kado, and he is going to give us the Fight Charm. After speaking to him, we need to get a missable achievement here. We need to interact with all of the bookshelves. So I'm going to start from the top here.
The entire topmost of mycological.
So there's only one bookshelf to interact up the top there. We've got 2 bookshelves here. We've got a small book shelving unit here. And then we've got 3 bookshelves over here. So the second bookshelf will also give us the succulent charm. And then the last bookshelf then will get us the nerd achievement for 100 gamer score. So after that we're done and we can head back outside. And then we want to interact with our new friend, Beck.
Beck's family giving her little time. She would tell you she...
After getting through that dialogue then we need to head over to the right hand side. And then we're going to head up. Up again. We need to interact with Beck. Once you're through with this dialogue, we need to select the Strange charm here, and that will obtain us the Struggle charm for the 6th charm towards the Agile Angler achievement.
Well, time to bust out the strange.
Once you've got that, get through the remaining dialogue, and that will finish off this chapter.
Rolo was a wave of grin. If he heard. Chapter 4. Luke.
Starting chapter 4 then, we need to look for Gran, so head into the kitchen, and then head on outside, and then head back inside. We're just doing this to get the necessary prompts. We're going to head on upstairs and into our room, and that will set off a sequence of dialogue and a cutscene. Once that's all finished then, we're going to head on outside the house and we're going to head down. We'll have another little cutscene and some dialogue, and that will get us the Refuse charm. We're going to head on over to the right hand side. And then we're going to head up and up again to the treehouse. We're going to walk over to the ladder to get inside the treehouse. And we're going to interact with the walkie-talkie inside the treehouse. After that story then, we can only select the fight charm to progress the story.
He swung the mission.
And that will end that chapter, and we need to select another turn point. So we need to select Warehouse of Horrors, and we're going to select the Struggle charm. If you do mash through the dialogue so quickly and this book, and you make a mistake by selecting a different path or a different charm, you can just quit out of the game and reload the game to fix it.
Chapter 3. Everything. The next. Only the sound.
So starting with this chapter then, we need to pick up the jam sitting in the floor in the living room. We need to head on outside. After this dialogue, we're going to head down. And then obviously we're going to head right. And then we're going to head right again. And then we're going to head down. And then what we want to do is go into the bottom left hand corner and interact with the watermelon. Because we've got the jam in our hands, we will kick it this time instead of smacking it, getting us the melon kicker achievement for 100 gamer score. And now that we've done that, we can hand out the jam. So speak to Tolliver up here and give him some jam. Obviously it will do it itself just by interacting with him. And then we're going to head up And then we're going to head to the top right hand corner. And then we want to head into this diner. And I'm going to speak to Miss Fratelli and give her some jam, and that will get us the break charm. And then we're going to head back out and then head down. We're going to head on over to the right hand side. And then lastly, we're going to speak and give some jam to Nun Creed. In this cutscene, it will automatically take us to the left-hand side with more dialogue to go through. Once that's complete, we need to head back over to the right-hand side. And right again. And this time we're going to head right here. Another automatic cutscene is going to take us over to the right hand side.
Chapter 4. Dinner. Alone, but there was a different.
And inside will end the chapter.
Dinner went by without much conversation. As she watched the thing, Nelly Beck was speaking. Ilona's, she could.
Starting chapter 4, we'll just have some dialogue. Once that's over, we'll need to select the Rumble charm. That will take us to Beck's house. What we want to do is interact with the flowers at Beck's house for the Pungent charm. That will get us the 7th of 8 charms that we need for the Agile Angler achievement. And then we want to interact with the radio on the table. And then interact with the microscope. And then get through the dialogue.
Chapter 5. Friendly feud. The air was the smell. Despite his he'd never not even roll, but it's not like adding it back to the. This is what Luca.
So once we've got controller over our character, head over to the left hand side and then left again. And then we're going to head down and then to the left. And then we're going to go top left. And then after that dialogue, we're going to head top left. And then up again towards the treehouse. After that, we'll be teleported back into our room. Interact with the stuff in the corner of your room. And then what we want to do is walk into the football until Luca has nothing left to say. So here we are then, no more speech bubbles. So what we want to do is head over to the bed and interact with it. That will get us the weep charm and we're going to sleep. Once we awake, we need to do the same thing and walk into the football until we have no more speech bubbles. And then we're just going to head back over to the bed and interact with it. Lastly, when we walk into the football, we will be notified that we can kick the football towards the shelf. Once you do that, it will drop a book that we can interact with and we'll have a large cutscene and some dialogue to get through. You will also get the accept charm, and at the end of the dialogue, we will start chapter 6.
Luca took a deep chap through despite a big weather if one is Luca, but the effect he had.
So we want to head down, and then we're going to have this dialogue, and then we're going to head over to the right hand side. We're going to head over to the right hand side again. And then we're going to head bottom right, interact with the library shop window, and then head inside. Speak to Kado, and we will get the Riddle Me This achievement for 100 gamer score for solving the riddle. And that was for choosing the Rumble Charm at a certain stage when we were at Beck's house. So head on upstairs and interact with the bookshelf, and then head back to Kado and interact with him. Head on outside, and then we're going to turn left. Head down. And speak to Griffin. Head back up and to the left. Speak to Lummy and we'll get the hard charm. Head back and you will find Rolo, and here we will get the flight charm. So we want to head back up top left. And then we're going to head up and up again to the treehouse. Head towards the ladder. And then we're going to have quite a bit of a cutscene here. And we'll get the Big Chill achievement for 100 gamer score. We then want to select the MCDC turn point. And then we're going to select our new charm, Flight.
Luca and the branch after what that was all the boys in fact. Chap sign they the sky with each let's keep Luca pulled.
So now we're back in chapter 5. We want to get through this dialogue and head down. We're going to interact with the Beacon Pines sign, and then pick up a snowball and throw it at the sign. And then head over to the right hand side, and we're going to attempt to get to the right hand side here, but there's going to be a lot of dialogue and a big cutscene.
Chapters the snot he'd given as Lucas Rolo said Mr. Kirk the clipboard. It all but right now.
So here is where we get control of our character, so head down and down again. Hopefully your thumb isn't hurting too badly. We're going to head over to the right hand side. And then we're going to head right again. And then we're about to obtain our last charm for the Agile Angler achievement. But we do need to take some other steps. So at this town hall sign then, you can interact with it and you'll get the crooked charm. And then interact with the hole. You will then obtain the hum charm. And then what we want to do is select the refuse charm here.
But to refuse Iggy's request. He a while. That's Iggy it wasn't long. Mr. Kirk.
And then we want to select the top left branch turning point. It's the weather chapter. Not sure why the level doesn't appear on the left hand side page like it did before. Maybe that's a bug in the game. So then we want to choose the break charm for this turning point.
The sky answered for him as the clouds above began to break.
We then want to turn left.
Chapter what? Lucas after.
And then turn left again. And then we want to head down. Head to the left-hand side. Head top left. Go up. And up again to the treehouse. And we'll get the lavish charm. And then interact with this junk pile to pick up some tin cans. And we need to hit 3 targets to get inside the treehouse. After hitting the 3rd target, then that will reveal the ladder. Head over to that to head inside the treehouse.
Chapter Seek Summer Luca walk reaching.
At the start of this chapter, then we're going to head outside the bedroom and downstairs. Go towards the door, and then there'll be quite a lot of dialogue, and we'll end up in the basement. As soon as you have control over Luca, we're going to interact with the filing cabinet. And then we're going to interact with the whiteboard. And then we're going to interact with the barrel for the incendiary charm. And then lastly, the workbench.
Chapter The still his hands were bound. The kids huddled in. One thing was certain. They needed after some delay.
In chapter 7, we're going to select the hard charm. You will next have control over your character in the library, and we need to speak to Kado, and we will get the adorable charm.
Chapter 6 feet. The kids Luca tried explosive. Gran was the only but as the sun.
In chapter 8, when you get back to your house, we need to go into the kitchen and then into the basement. And then we received a new objective to go to sleep. So back upstairs, through the kitchen, upstairs again, to our bedroom. And we've passed out.
Chapter Luca him or rather shaking.
Start of chapter 9 then, we're going to head outside. And head down. And then after this dialogue, we'll get the slide charm.
At that for honest
After that then, we need to choose a new turning point. So the top left branch, a beginner's guide to hostile interrogation is what we need to choose. And we need to choose the charm, the sly charm. Once we've gained control then, we need to head down and to the right. We need to head to the right hand side again. And then we need to go a bottom right. We need to interact with Solomon. And then we need to interact with this telephone box. When we get down here then, we need to interact with this crate. And then we need to interact with each tunnel. So interact with the first one, the second one there, and then the last one. Once you've done all of that, we need to interact with the control panel. And you will automatically go through one of these holes. And we'll be starting chapter 8. So when we start, we need to head down and head to the right hand side again. And we're going to head right again.
Amid a blur of the wind calm.
Now we've got a new charm that we need to select. We're going to choose the hum charm.
It was the only that melt shiver.
And then starting chapter 9.
She snooped her. She raised the stole. She was in. It was some sort in one corner. She rushed. There were dust. Eleanor heard. She was out of her eye, muttering a.
We will get the malice charm.
And so the fertilizer sales beacon pines a secretive gifts that the. This you can feel it.
And we need to choose a new turning point. This one's going to be on the start of the right hand branch, the hazardous hectoring chapter. And the charm we need to choose for this one is Tickles. Or Tickle.
Time to bust out the tickles.
I know it must feel that we've got a lot of dialogue to go through, but honestly guys, we're nearly at the end of the game now, so just push on through. So when you get control of your character, we're going to head down twice. And then we do need to choose a charm here. We're going to choose the Malice charm. So select Malice here. And then we're going to head over to the left hand side. And then we're going to go top left. And then we're going to go up So across the bridge and go up. And then we need to interact with Jetson. So here is where we're going to do the agile angler achievement. And then we need to interact with this chair, and that will put us in this memory state. We need to have a look at this tackle box, and it's got all of the charms that we needed. So we're going to select the tickle charm to start off with, head over near the lake and interact with it. And then it's going to cast out our rod. And then as soon as you see that little splash in the lake, we need to hold A to pull the item towards us. And then when you see the line sort of shake, you just need to let go of the A button, and then you can carry on holding it immediately. So as soon as it shakes, let go of the A button, and then you can carry on holding it again. And then we need to do that with all 8 of the charms, and that will get us the Agile Angler achievement. Once you've completed that then, and you've got your achievement, we can head to the left hand side. And that will take us out of our memory state. And then we want to go up and up to our treehouse, and then obviously go to the ladder to enter the treehouse. We need to head on outside the treehouse here, and then back in just to get the correct prompts.
He can. Chap danger. Lucas keeping it as his alone.
And then we're on to the next chapter. Just lots of dialogue to get through on this one.
Chapter the height it would be, not to mention by the time this could the final day, but they'd need to even luckily Luke they had the fact.
And then once you have control, we need to head down twice. I'm going to head over to the right hand side and successfully get over the bridge. And then we need to go bottom right. And then we're going to interact with Jeff here. And we're going to select the hide charm.
Jeff's one.
And then we're going to head all the way to the right hand side. Interact with Iggy and select the shit charm. Then the strange charm. And lastly, the break charm.
Chapters into that a good and thorough so far. Jeff, Beck, Rady, and Rolo. He stowed away. Rolo, the outfit.
And then once you have control over your character, you want to head through the right hand door 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we want to go through this right hand section here. Once you have control, you need to interact with the control panel. Apologies, I did that quite quickly before the prompt come up. Then interact with the drinks cabinet, and then we need to interact with the desk. Interact with Solomon, and lastly, interact with the filing cabinets. We then need to interact with Rolo, and then Beck, and then lastly Beck's mum.
Chapter 8, Comeuppance. Ears still ring through the dust and she'd had to... How many nights had she... And now... Traded for this with Fratelli and Tolliver at her side. It was a strange feeling. The last time they quickly rounded a corner to something worth guarding is she leapt forward, brandished. If her last chance...
We then need to select the Malice charm for this part of the story.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little malice.
And that will net us the Pop Goes the Weasel achievement for 100 gamer score.
Was broken when he was never watching the Scylla first, alone through his tears. That was perhaps I'm only.
And then we need to select the Vile turning point, and we're going to select the Change charm.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little change.
We're on to the epilogue now, guys. We're getting really close.
After everything, the chill of winter, they kindled up when spring arrived. And as the dawn, it crept his mind at peace, knowing he is here for a reason.
We'll start off in our bedroom. We want to head downstairs. Head on outside. So we need to make our way to the treehouse. So we're going to head down, head to the right hand side, head on up, and up again. And then after that dialogue, then we're going to head down, down again, and over the bridge and to the right. We're going to go bottom right here. To the right again. And you guessed it, we're going to the right. And then we're going to interact with Beck. And head right. And then we're going to interact with this plant. And then we need to take that to the left. Left again. Down. And we need to hand over to Jeff. And that's it then, guys. Don't forget to interact with the book one last time to blow out the candle. That'll be the end of the game, and you'll have your full 1000G. So thanks so much for watching. If you could help me get to 2K subs, that would be awesome, and I'll keep dropping videos like this. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.